Video gaming is getting exponentially more popular year after year, and that includes retro gaming. And while it's great that more people are interested in the hobby, that does mean that retro game prices are a bit on the high side right now. So if you're looking to save some dough, that's exactly what my series Cheap Games is here for. Let's take a look at one of my all-time favorite NES games, Jackal. A simple yet extremely fun run and gun that you can still pick up for under 10 bucks. Jackal was first released by Konami in 1986 as the arcade game Top Gunner in the United States. 2 years later, it was ported to the NES under its original name, Jackal. Since this is an NES game, you know it's not going to mess around with much story, and all that you do get is a quick screen of text when you boot up the game. And I do mean quick, because if you blink, the story screen is gone in an instant. But the gist of it is that you are a military team that must go behind enemy lines to rescue POWs and destroy the enemy's most powerful weapons. To do so, you'll need a pocket full of miracles and the ferocity of a wild jackal. No, I'm not kidding, it says that. Decker, Bob, Quint, and Gray crew up and pack out their Jeep in an attempt to save their comrades. You control the Jeep using the D-pad and traverse across 6 different levels, destroying anything that stands in your way. The B button will fire a machine gun, and the A button will throw an arcing grenade. Both weapons have a limited range, so you'll have to get close to do any damage. Since you have to move in close, you have to do a lot of bobbing and weaving through a hellfire of bullets. The machine gun shoots way faster, but it's weaker and it can only fire north. The grenade is powerful, slower, but you can launch it in any direction. The enemies that you fight are usually tanks, turrets, planes, and also plenty of foot soldiers scurrying about. Now you may think this is a little twisted, but I can't help but feel a little sense of joy running over the enemy foot soldiers. It's weirdly gratifying. Don't judge me. But if you crash into an opposing tank or turret, you'll explode. As you make your way through the terrain, you'll encounter prison camps. Blow these buildings up and your troops will evacuate and jump into your Jeep. This thing is like a clown car, because there is no shortage of space here, so pick up as many as you can. The goal now is to get to the chopper! And drop your men off to safety. The more you save, the more points you'll net, which will give you a free life when certain scores are hit. Picking up more POWs will upgrade the grenade into a missile launcher with varying levels of power. However, if you die, the POWs will exit the Jeep and your sub-weapon is dropped back to the previous level of power. At the end of each level, there's a boss, which could be a wave of enemies, a stronghold, or even a giant statue head shooting rockets out of its mouth. The difficulty isn't too bad, but you can't breeze through it either. What makes the game easier and infinitely more entertaining is that there is a simultaneous couch co-op. And while yes, you're on the same team, it can become slightly competitive because you'll want to see who can pick up the most POWs. As far as the presentation goes, it's fairly bare bones, and the graphics are pretty much middle of the road for the NES. Not the best, not the worst, but do the job. When I play a shooting game on the NES, I usually expect slowdown since there's a lot happening on the screen. But Jackal runs smoothly, so that's a big plus. The soundtrack isn't mind-blowing, but there are a few tracks that will make your head bob as you explode tank after tank. Jackal might seem primitive, and it's easy for people to write off a game from this era. But Jackal is one that goes to show you that just because a game isn't a massive undertaking, doesn't mean that it can't be loads of fun. I played it for the first time a few years ago, and it became an NES game that I go back to for multiple playthroughs. When you need to relax and just blow things up, something you could pop in and jump right to the action is so very satisfying. Jackal is extremely straightforward and basic, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's exactly what you need. A quick game to pick up and play for an hour solo or with a buddy. You can snag a cartridge copy for the NES for around $7. But strangely enough, this game didn't see a wide release to digital platforms like the PlayStation Store or Wii Virtual Console. So a cartridge copy is definitely the way to go for the NES fan looking to expand their collection. Have any of you guys tried Jackal? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you next time, and remember, it's all fun and games. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like that review, check out my video about why I can't stand advertisements in video games. And if you like It's All Fun and Games, make sure to subscribe. Thanks again!